Here he is, Trevor Linden, back on the show once again. How are you?
I'm great. Great to be with my friends with the morning news.
Thanks very much. And so you've got some things to talk. We're going to talk about the Canucks and some other hockey stuff in a bit. But you've got a really neat new venture, Club 16. It's a fitness gym.
Yes, we announced last week Club 16, Trevor Linden Fitness, and we're opening up in Coquitlam.
Yeah.
And our goal is to really bring fitness, make it accessible to everyone. I think we want to offer a real unintimidating atmosphere at a great price. So to try and get people out and get fit, I think from a physical standpoint, it's obviously advantageous, but also from a mental standpoint, I think everyone functions better when they're active.
Where did the name come from?
Well, we were thinking and going back and forth, and people recognize me as 16, so it kind of fit.
Sure. Now, you obviously, fitness is a huge part of your life as well, and is that what you're kind of doing, sort of introduce a lot of stuff that you do?
Yeah, I think for me, fitness was not only a big part of my life when I was professional, but even more so now that I'm retired. Obviously, just trying to stay healthy. But I think whether you're an 18-year-old kid trying to make a sports team or a 55-year-old person that's retired and wants to be heart healthy, it's just really important to be fit and mentally, physically. So we want to try and make it accessible, and we're coming to Coquitlam in January, so we hope that we can get lots of people exercising in Coquitlam.
And you talked, I read through a lot of the release stuff, and you talked a lot about, this is a friendly atmosphere for men and women and the whole bit.
Yeah, we want to really target the people who maybe didn't see themselves as fitness club people. Mm-hmm. Maybe they were intimidated, it wasn't the scene for them. We're going to have a couple speed circuits, state-of-the-art equipment that people feel good about going to. We're going to have a very friendly staff, helpful staff that, if you haven't been that person that would go to the gym or the club, this is an opportunity. And I think at our price point, which is going to be $14.99, it really allows you to do that yoga class or have that personal trainer once a week, but still gives you that foundation to have a gym you can call your own and to exercise that way.
How much fun are you having now that you're retired and able to do a lot of different things?
Well, I've enjoyed the variety. I loved what I did for 20 years. Obviously, playing hockey was my life, and I loved it. Having the opportunity to integrate some different things. I'm doing some corporate speaking. Obviously, the Club 16, Trevor Linden Fitness has been interesting. We've been working on that for the last 5 or 6 months. We have a project in Victoria that we're under construction right now. We're selling homes over there. So it's been fun. I've enjoyed the flexibility in the schedule, having the opportunity at Christmas to go skiing, do some cross-country skiing. Not only having one day off has been fun. So, when you play hockey from September till the end of May, there's no such thing as a Friday or a weekend. It's just either game day or practice day.
Kidding,
and I loved it, but having a bit of change has been nice.
Now, you've got a website as well that people can go to learn a little bit more?
Yeah, we've got lots of people registering at trevorlindenfitness.com, and all the information is there. So we're also going to be in the Coquitlam Centre Mall starting Monday, October 4th. So check us out there, and it's been great, and look forward to the opening in January.
Well, we want to keep you around for a bit and talk a little bit of hockey stuff as well, obviously. And the big story yesterday was Roberto Luongo giving up the C.
Yes.
You're a former captain, obviously. What does it mean, the added pressure that he was facing as a captain?
Well, I think in Vancouver, in a hockey market, it's one of the best markets in the world. Hockey is life for people, so there's always going to be pressure. Regardless of what letter you have on your jersey, there's pressure, and I think especially in the goaltending position. Having said that, I think there's some added challenges with being a goaltender and trying to be the captain. Roberto's going to be a leader. He's a great leader. He's a great player. So, and I think in today's NHL, I think they look to leadership groups. I think that changed. I remember when I came back in 2001 with Mark Crawford, he really kind of instituted a group of leaders and integrated and shared that responsibility a little bit. So, I think Roberto made the decision that was right for him, and ultimately was right for the team. Roberto's a team guy, wants to do what's right, and he wants to give the team the best opportunity to be successful. They got a heck of a team and a very good chance to win.
All right, we'll take take a break, and we'll come back in a couple of minutes and talk a little bit more to Trevor. Who does he think should be the next captain? We'll put him on the spot and ask him that question. But first, Caitlin's going to do a little traffic for us. Caitlin? All right, welcome back to the Morning News. Trevor Linden back with us, and we're talking, obviously, about hockey this year. And we'll get into some interesting hockey topics. But first, this captaincy. When you go to pick a captain, what do you look for in someone? And does someone, like when you were there, obviously, it was a no-brainer, and people know that. But how do you pick, like, a Kessler, a Henrik Sedin, or somebody else?
I think that's an interesting question. I think that you want to try to target someone who you feel best will best deal with adversity. And I think it's easy to be the captain, the leader, when things are going good.
Sure.
But I think the truest test is when things start to go a little sideways, things aren't going well, you've lost a few in a row, and you got to look at your guys and look who handles adversity the best. And I think if you do that, I love Ryan Kessler. Everyone loves the way he plays and the fire he plays with. Henrik Sedin's a great candidate. Dan Hamhuis may be a candidate as well, although he is new to the team, so that kind of excludes him a little bit.
Sure.
But he'll certainly probably be part of the leadership group. But when you think of that even keel and someone who's been through adversity, I think of Henrik Sedin. These guys, for most of their career, have put up with people putting a lot of pressure on them, and at times maybe taking the brunt of some blame for the team not performing well, or for them not performing up to expectation. And they've handled it with such class. And these guys, both of them, Henrik and Daniel, what I've admired about them is they never get too high and they never get too low. They're very steady. They're very even keeled. And I think they've both really matured physically, and certainly as I watched Henrik the last couple of years, and Daniel, just even in their interviews, they're just more positive. They're more confident.
Yeah.
And I think they've really become leaders in that locker room, and certainly a voice of direction. So when things get tough, that's when you want your leader to kind of take control and steady the ship.
So you think maybe Henrik Sedin, could something giving a seat to a Ryan Kessler sort of elevate him to another level? Could that do that to someone, or is that unlikely?
There's no question it could. I think that I don't think you want to overanalyze, handing the seat to someone, because I think, like I said earlier, we've got leadership groups, and I think a strong leadership group is important because at different times of the year you need different guys to step up. So you've got Henrik, you've got Daniel, you've got Ryan Kessler, you've got Roberto, you've got a Dan Hamhuis, you've got a Mikhail Samuelsson. Manny Malhotra is going to be a great guy for that locker room. So those guys are going to step up and play integral roles at different parts of the season. They're going to rely on one another. So I really look at it as it being a group, and certainly. I don't think guys say, well, I'm not wearing the C, so I don't have a responsibility to do this or do that.
It's all a team.
Exactly. Ryan, regardless of what letter he's wearing, or Henrik's, they're gonna do the best they can to take it to the next level. And I think both Ryan and Henrik have done that in the last few years, have we seen.
Now let's talk about the NHL in general. There's a lot of talk about the new bargaining agreement and what's going to happen with hockey. I know you went through obviously all that in your career as with the union. If you gave advice to these folks about what you went through, what would it be? Because there seems to be there's a lot of still some animosity between the two sides.
Well, and I think there's always going to. That's probably natural when you've got two sides on opposing sides of the table. There's going to be some differences here and there, and I think. Even though we restructured the way the business of hockey was done, 5 and 6 years later, we're starting to see some issues on both sides of the table. So both sides, I think, are going to have some issues, and I think it's just a matter of, I think labor issues throughout sports right now is going to be the topic for the next couple of years. Whether you like it or not, we're going to have some issues in football,
basketball.
Basketball is going to have issues, and I think hockey is going to have the least amount of issues. And I think that we've seen the hockey-related revenues continue to grow since we've restructured the deal. I think players, not every player is going to be happy with the deal. I think they're not all happy with it, and not all owners are going to be happy with it. But I think collectively you have to figure out where they are and how it works. And it's a tough job on both sides to keep everyone happy.
Well, we're running out of time, but we really appreciate you taking some time, and good luck with Club 16, Trevor Linden Fitness, opening up in January in Coquitlam.
Yeah.
And it's great to see you again.
Yeah, it's great to see you, Stevie. Thanks.
Things are going well, and Mark as well. It's doing a weather forecast, and you gave a little one earlier. No rain, which is nice.
Oh, it was a beautiful morning. Absolutely. Yeah, it's Mark. I tell you what, you had a lot of pressure on you last week. heading into that Saturday Grand Fondo. And you know what? And that's the sign of a real champion. Pressure was on.
It was a good one, eh? And it worked out well.
Oh, it was fantastic. And it was not looking good. And had we had Sunday as the day, it would have been disastrous. So
how did you finish, by the way?
It was 3 hours and 36 minutes.
That's good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a great day. It was a fabulous day, and Mark saved the day.
Thanks, Trevor.
He's the hero.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Look at you. You're the hero.
Yeah, well, I feel a lot better about myself now.
We should give you the C.
He's a pressure player.
I'll take the C or the A. You're right about Sunday, though, Trevor. Great to have you in, by the way. It always is. You're a great guy. And Sunday was a wipeout. So, yeah, reverse the 2 days, and it would have been miserable.